China is the most populated country with 1.4 billion of people living in it. That's why they implemented the one-child policy in 1980 to slow down the increasing of their population, and they even legalized the abortion, which we consider as illegal because every child deserves to live in this world. And they lifted it in 2015 by implementing the two-child policy. China needs to find a better solution to their increasing population by teaching them to work when they turn at the age of 20. Doing this can help China to become more productive and to increase the rate of manpower. The land in China is large, making it the third largest country in the world, and they applied a system of public ownership to all lands, wherein lands in urban areas are owned by the state and those lands in rural areas is owned by the collectives and can only be used for agricultural purposes. China should also give permission to the people to live in any of these lands and be given work in order to maximize the area and to make sure works faster, especially in rural areas wherein farmers will be producing more rice for the country. The government recognizes 5 religions in China, mainly Buddhism, Taoism, Catholicism, Protestantism, and Islam. Buddhism is one of the oldest China religion and the oldest form of Buddhism in history, and it became the first popular religion during the Han Dynasty. The Chinese Buddhists believe in a combination of Taoism and Buddhism, which teaches the enlightenment can be achieved in a single lifetime, believing in reincarnation. Taoism is still quite influential in rural areas inhabited by the Han Chinese and several minority groups such as the Yao. Han Chinese are the largest ethnic group in China, comprising 92% of its mainland population, and they occupy 18% of our global population. Yao are the most distributed minority groups in southern China, and they are one of the oldest groups in China. It was widely believed that Lao Tzu, the founder of Taoism, had been reborn in India as the Buddha. Many Chinese emperors worship Lao Tzu and the Buddha on the same altar. Christianity is one of the 3 big world religions that came in China to arrive of the 3 religions after Buddhism and before Islam. There are 6 eras when Chinese became Christian. First, it was said soon after Jesus' death in the first few centuries. Second is when Nestorianism starting from about 7th century. Third is when Catholicism spreads during Yuan dynasty. Fourth was Catholicism during Ming and Qing dynasty. Fifth, mainly Protestantism and Evangelicalism when missionaries arrived mainly from Western Europe and America during 18th and early 19th. Sixth, indigenous growth of indigenous Christian churches that are similar to Eastern Evangelicals and Pentecosts. The religion went underground or the Christians were killed. Nowadays, there are 10 million Christians, but most of them were women and mainly live in the developed eastern coast. Islam spreads from Arab countries to China more than 1,300 years ago. In 1910, Muslims made up about 1 to 2% of the population in China. It is considered as the newest world religion to come to China. It arrived after Buddhism and Christianism. Muslim traders began to arrive in China during the Tang Dynasty, and a lot of Muslims brought into the Yuan Empire by the Mongols. There are 5.8 million of ethnic Mongols living in China. Its population in China is nearly twice as much as the sovereign state of Mongolia. Chinese language is the oldest written language in the world with at least 6,000 years of history. Mandarin is the official dialect of China, and it is also called Putonghua. More than 70% of Chinese population speaks Mandarin. Filipinos also adopt the giving of cash as a gift during New Year, or also called the Ang Pao. Lighting firecrackers and fireworks during New Year is now also become part of our tradition.